Hi, welcome to today's after school special looking at the Explore feature in Google Sheets. This is Karen Plant with the Tips team, and today we're going to look at some World Cup data and use the Explore feature in Sheets to see different correlations between the different data available and get some questions answered. The Explore feature in Sheets has been around for a little while, but it has some new functionality as of recently. You can use the Explore feature to ask questions about the data in your spreadsheet and see suggestions based on your data. Once you open a Google Sheet that you have editing access to, you can click in the bottom right and hit the Explore feature. It launches a window inside. There's some formatting suggestions as well as some charts and analysis, and we'll go through both of them. First, the formatting. The formatting automatically recognizes where there's a table and where there's data in your Google Sheet. This information is from Wikipedia, and this information could also be collected from a Google form or anywhere that the students or teachers have put data into a sheet. If we decide we want to change the formatting, we could apply some alternating colors, and just by selecting formatting option, the alternating colors has been applied to the specific area where the data is. Next is charts and analysis. As we scroll down under the analysis section in the Explorer window here, we see that there's already some information given to us that we can look at our data in different ways. First is teams, matches, and goals scored. When we hover over top of a chart suggested, it highlights that data that's used to make this chart. So teams and matches vary. When I hover over here, I can see the different columns highlighted that are used to formulate this chart here. If I'd like to insert this chart into my Google Sheet, I can use the Insert Chart tab here, or I can view it full size. Then it can launch on top and we can see some more detail. Each time we see a new chart, when we hover over it with our mouse, we can see the columns that are used and the question that was asked in order to gain this kind of insight. This provides lots of formatting options for students that maybe wouldn't be available to them with their current skills with Google Sheets or their current experience with formulas. When we insert a chart, we have the opportunity to edit it in the same way we would if we created the chart ourselves. At the top of the Explore tab, there's also an opportunity to ask some questions about our data. When we put our cursor up here, we have some questions that are already suggested. Most average goals is the first one. This would be a question we could type in, most average goals, and the answer that would be given would be 5.4. We could certainly search for this with our eyes in our data, or we could ask the Explore tab, but it also shows us the formula that was used to come to that conclusion. If we click on the formula gets copied to our clipboard, and we can use this formula to further manipulate or visualize our data. Other questions we can ask, like winner with maximum average goals. This one communicates an answer to us and also gives us a formula. This formula is more complex. We can still copy the formula and see how it applies to our data if we want to continue to manipulate it in Sheets, or simply just keep asking questions about the data that we have. The most frequent winner might be helpful depending on what kind of information we're trying to get from this data set. It says the top winner between 1930 all the way to 2014 was Brazil, and they won 5 times. In order to get that from our data, we can see the formula. We could copy it to our clipboard and we could paste it if we wanted to further manipulate the data, or simply get answers from real data that we've collected ourselves, or data that we need to analyze further. We can automatically see charts and analysis every time we click on Explore, so long as we have data on the sheet that contains numbers, repeated text, or any kind of pattern. We can add charts and manipulate the data so long as we have editing rights. Maybe using the Explore function in Sheets can help your students further dive into data they might not have the skills to analyze yet. Hope it's helpful.